The last day of the semifinals. This is where, I mean, all the good bridge has been happening all week, Dana and Mitch. But right now is where we separate the best teams from the teams that just aren't going to advance. Right, one more day to see who goes to the finals. And we're at the table of Craniac and DeMay sitting north-south, Greco-Hampson east-west. This is the Rosenthal-Nickel match. It's the closest of the two, but on your lower left-hand side of the screen, folks, you can see the score of the other match. We'll be looking at both. We'll be looking at some interesting hands, and I'd like to welcome two of my favorite broadcasters here, Mitch Dunitz, Dana Berkowitz. Welcome back to the program, both of you. Everyone's very familiar with your work so far, but I think we're getting into some exciting bridge now, guys.
Good morning, everybody. This is Mitch Dunitz speaking. I'm thrilled to be doing this with Dana Berkowitz. We have basically four of the very best teams in bridge. Uh, you've got very experienced partnerships. And we also have a contrast of styles. Greco and Hampson, along with, I'd say, Grew and Moss, and only a few others, are the premier forcing club players in the United States. That title's probably been wrested from Maxroth and Rodwell, who at least right now aren't playing together. But in any case, we're going to see a contrast in styles because of that. Vince and John, very seasoned partnership. I have nothing but admiration for Vince and John because recently John told me he was not allowed to cite because if he did that, Vince would pummel him to death. So I don't think we'll see any of that in this match.
That
But
is
we're going to
something
see
to
some
fear,
great.
also. That would be painful.
Yes. So anyway, it's a pleasure to be here with the two of them. Rob is a star. Not as many people know about him, but he is the one who's making all of this work and making the job for us very, very easy. All right. So let's see what's going on. Danny, you want to start?
Hi. Hi, Mitch. Hi, Rob.
Hey, what's
I'm
up?
here this morning with
With Kat.
Kat. This is my normal state. So this looks like a 1-0 that will be replicated at both tables, and it looked like Declare couldn't quite go wrong here, despite some, not totally clear whether to play on hearts or diamonds potentially, but assuming a correct club guess, Declare was gonna come home with the contract.
And at the other table, they're playing the exact same contract on the duplicated auction as well. And we have Steve Weinstein and Bobby Levin sitting north south, a legendary pair, and Dana's worse half, her husband Chris Wilenkin, with Gavin Wolpert in the east west chairs. So it, and honestly, I don't know. I hate watching my favorite people. I hate watching them play bridge because you can't do anything but just sit there and wait for them to choose. Right? I'd rather just be at the table. And
It's
welcome
incredibly painful.
welcome to those of you for the first time watching on Twitch or YouTube. You can watch on either of these. And we've had rising numbers of people watching bridge during this event. I think we'll continue to see those numbers rise as we get down to the nitty gritty of the best teams in the world here.
So, Rob, are you able to see the people who are logged in through Lovebridge as well as those logged in through Twitch or
That is
YouTube?
a very good question. I'm not sure if those translate into Twitch viewers during the broadcast. I'll ask. Actually, that's a good one. I thought about it the other day also, and I wasn't sure. But I can kind of see the people that are viewing on the platforms. It's interesting. Like, if Lovebridge is one viewer, the numbers are certainly higher. All right, so I think this has got to be at least the third or fourth time that they've started with a one no Trump contract. Right? It seems like each session just eases them in with like, okay, let's play the one no Trump contract and see how
A
we're
little warm up.
feeling. Yeah. Were you saying, Dana, that the best way to determine, or someone was here saying, look, if you're playing against a team you don't know, the best board to play on board one is one no Trump, because you can tell either how they play or how they defend if they're going to be reasonable card players, basically, because this is the toughest contract.
I can't take credit for that one. That's my dad's saying.
Oh, so someone stole it from your dad. Nice.
I did.
Okay.
Playing against an unfamiliar pair, that was
There you
his
go.
favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
To
Yeah, to
see
suss out what he's going to deal with over the next like 6 boards or 7 boards.
And of course, these pairs have some familiarity with each other, so it's not quite the same issue. But that point's well taken.
Some is an understatement, right? These guys have played together or against each other just so many times in big events, including this one many times, I'm sure.
Yes.
In the chat, they're correcting you, Dana. You inherited that from your dad. You did not steal it.
Oh,
That's very good.
yes. Okay. Okay. Well, no more one no Trump contracts.
Yeah, there we go. So
We're back to
two diamonds here is just some sort of weak heart or strong without heart, so some sort of multi here.
Now Jeff Hampson is wishing and praying for a reopening double, which he probably is not going to get because
Well, it's going to go
Eric
two hearts
Greco,
float to him, right?
well, yeah, and Eric Greco would not reopen with a double, I don't think, when he has a doubleton spade, because he's not really going to be thrilled with partner bidding spades. Could he bid 2-no Trump if that showed the minors? That would be certainly possible. And Vince has an interesting decision.
That's 2-no.
Yeah.
And I'm
Okay.
sure that's
2-no's
their
for,
agreement here. Minors.
Yeah.
Wait. Stipulation minors question mark. So Greco's not sure, and
well, and you can also see the tears running down Jeff Hampson's cheeks for that 2-no Trump bid.
yeah.
Mm. I was wondering if he might try it out with Reno.
Interesting.
Well, partner, if you've got minors.
Well, that's an interesting thought. I mean, the one thing about that is the hands don't fit that well, and
also what's the range of Greco's bid white after a passed hand as well? Like,
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
and he could be 5-4, so there probably isn't a source of tricks there. But in any case, it seems all pretty sensible to me. So it means I must have done something different.
Vince is considering here. I would say he would check out of this one, right?
Yeah, I don't.
He knows that.
He's got clubs, but there's no fit with partner. So
Yeah.
I think he's gonna go low here.
Yeah, eject. Side slide. So some tables it is going to go 2 hearts check though, right? In a traditional week 2 bid. If anyone's playing that these days, I don't know.
What's happening at the other table on this same?
They're completing 1-no Trump on the first board. I have my eyes on that, so I will keep you posted.
So, well, Vince is.
Ooh.
I don't think Vince is going to be happy here.
Is it going to go check though, or pass, or is Wes?
Yeah,
or is Hampson going to take a hit of it?
I don't think Hampson's going to take a piece of this because he doesn't have as much defense as he would hope for, since he's got 5 hearts. He doesn't rate to have a lot of hearts.
That's true. He has like 1 or 0 heart tricks, he thinks.
That's true, but his partner did compete in the minors, and now he has hearts locked down and also queen jack worth of spades.
Mm. And he has the stiff
It's a
queen
good
of
point.
clubs too.
And now the moment of truth. And also the Hampson team is ahead. If they beat this a trick, I mean, the downside of doubling, and somehow if he makes it, we can see that wouldn't happen. But the downside of doubling here is, this is a team that's ahead, and he passes. Yeah, so I think that
he knows it's vulnerable too. He's probably going to get a nice piece if he gets it 2 anyway, right?
True.
So yesterday there were a couple of funny things. There was a hand that everyone was convinced Vince was going to bid 4 clubs on preemptively, and it was Owen and Danny Sprung, I believe, and he didn't. And then I saw Vince literally 20 minutes later, and without me prodding him at all, he never saw anything. He goes, "I should have bid 4 clubs on that one hand." And I said, "That's what Owen and Danny were saying. Tell them they're right. They were right."
Now, an interesting thing has happened here for our viewers out there. Eric Greco has led the king of clubs. I don't know. It's common to lead the ace from ace king. Some pairs still lead king from ace king. And another treatment, which I use in some of my partnerships, I suspect Dana might use as well, is leading the king from ace king if you're going to switch to a singleton. So in a lot of hands, Eric Greco would want to let partner know he has a singleton heart, and he might be doing that here. We don't know. But that's something you might consider in your partnerships at home. Is if you lead ace from ace king, lead king from ace king, and there's some exceptions. One, you lead the king at the if the opponents are at the 5 level. You lead the
Whoa,
king if you want to switch to a
Mitch, did you
singleton.
just? Oh, there you go. Mitch, can you say something again? I lost your audio there for a second.
No,
There,
no.
you,
I was
perfect.
just suggesting that the king of might have been led because he's switching to a singleton. Most experts lead the ace from ace king, but if they lead the king from ace king, it's either because they're switching to a singleton because they might have ace king doubleton, or it's at the 5 level or higher. Because then the logic there is at the 5 level or higher, you might lead from an unsupported ace, so you lead king from ace king when you have both. Anyway, I don't know what they're doing, but I just thought I would apprise all of you out there of that possibility.
And the good thing is, the important thing is, they know what they're doing, right?
Yeah.
They're very sure of their.
Now Eric made a nice switch because he's got the club suit bottled up. It's pretty obvious to him what's going on. He doesn't want clubs being roughed and dummy, and he knows that his partner has the heart suit bottled up because Vince chose to play spades and not hearts. So playing trumps to minimize a cross rough is a very effective defense.
And let me tell you what's happening on this exact hand at the other table. They are just playing two spades by the south.
And how did that auction?
It
How did
went-
that auction go?
It went pass. Weinstein passed with the south hand, and one heart was opened by West, and North Michaels and South took a spade preference. So it's a very funny hand.
And it's a matter of style. The opening two diamond or two heart bid. John Kraniak is red on white. He's from the younger generation. They're a little more aggressive. Stevie and Bobby are a little bit more old
Are
school.
super
They're
old.
very
They're
solid
very
with their
ancient
bids.
people. They look
Yeah,
infirmed. They're old men. No, I'm kidding.
but sadly, they're both younger than I am, although one's close. In any case, but you know what? My own feeling is I don't. This is a matter of style. I'd be a
You
little
wouldn't
bit
preempt with
more
this hand.
if I had the 10 of hearts. I would. I know
Or
that's
no, he had the 10 of
that's
hearts. He had
quibbling.
Queen Jack 10.
Oh, then I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
The 10 of hearts makes me a bitter.
But also, like, if you didn't have
I
the 10, you might want like 1-4-6-3 or something, 1-4-6-2 rather than
Yeah,
6-3-2-2, some reason to kind of get in there.
right.
You on
Dana,
this?
what's your style? Would you open 2 hearts with this hand?
I'm afraid to say that I would.
Yes.
I definitely would.
Okay. And
Even
that's because you're a youngun, babe.
Yeah, and
though.
there's the hand as South, by the way. I can switch to this version, guys, and we can see the full hand. I just want to give you a taste of what that was. So it's on the
Okay.
very minimum end for me, but yeah, I would preempt here probably. Although second seat red is the seat you're supposed to be technically the most disciplined, right? Question
Yeah.
was, what does the jack signal here? You're talking about the previous trick there, donut seed?
The play the jack. I missed. I was.
This
I was.
right here in the upper left-hand corner. It went diamond, ace, jack, 7.
He's just telling his partner what his holding is in the diamond suit.
He's making it clear that
This is one of those hands when you're north, you're just like, everything is terrible.
exactly.
Please
End
let this be
hand
over.
now.
Yeah.
If you were playing rubber bridge and you were north, you would say, "Partner, I've got a stomach ache. I'm going to go to the bathroom. Do you mind finishing this one for me?"
Yeah, that and the chat. I think that's Danny. He would want the 9 of hearts to upgrade
Oh,
this
then-
to an opening bid. He wants extra cheddar.
He wants the queen jack 10 and 9.
He wants the 9 also. Yes.
Oh, whoa.
He wants it all, babe. He
Yeah.
wants
I
it all.
mean, it's pretty
Danny-
high standards, I guess.
Danny has high standards, exactly. And he's a poker player also, so the straight flushing of the hand makes it even sexier.
I don't think I've ever seen anybody agree that they need to have 4 of the top 6 honors in a suit to open it.
Well, if anyone had a strong opinion, it would be Kit Woolsey because Kit tends to have a strong opinion about everything that eats, drinks, or smells bridge. So One of my
But
favorite Kit Wilsey stories is we're playing this, I think partners or teammates. He says, "How could?" He goes, "Why didn't you preempt with whatever hand I had?" I said, "It doesn't meet my standards. I said, I'm afraid to preempt with that holding." And classic Kit Wilsey says, "I'd be afraid not to."
Well, I
yeah, I was going to say Kip probably would preempt this two hearts without the queen, jack, or 10.
Well, no, he might be three hearts.
Okay, fair enough.
yeah, yeah. I've been impressed. I'm impressed. I've been surprised by first two things: the range of opening one bids that are acceptable, especially with the precision players in this event, and also some of the preamps that just look like 5 card preamps with balanced hands still getting in there. So I'm learning a lot about the ranges of these players, and it's got to be a hard target to hit if you're playing against a lot of these guys.
So, what
I
was the
think that
worst opening bid you saw?
Oh my god, it was like a 9 count 5 3 3 2 or something like that, but it was like ace queen, king 10, something like that, and I was like, okay, that's a precision pair though, a little different, but
the precision pairs, not so much with the preempts, but the opening one level bids, there's a little more protection because since their hands are limited, uh, if you open a lot of 10 counts, I'm a precision player, you can get you can't get punished in quite the same way. And also it's a matter of style. So
yeah.
if your partner knows you're opening 10 counts, you're not going to force the game with a 12 count, which seems a little odd, but that's what we all do.
And for those of you watching at home, precision is essentially just any sort of. There's a lot of precision types of systems, but it's a strong club-based system. So some partnerships agree that when you open a club, those are all your good hands, and everything else caps out at like 15. So it's huge for partnerships on a lot of different angles, especially like the negative inference. But it's a choice that a lot of players are choosing to make, and Hampson and Greco are one of the best precision pairs, as we talked about. So we'll see a mixture of both styles here. In fact, Vincent Cran, I guess you wouldn't say they play a normal 2/1 system. They have a lot of stuff as well. Yeah, Al says, pet peeve of mine, precision players listing non-club openers is 11 to 15 when 80% is 10 plus openers. So, yeah, maybe 10 to 15 is the right thing.
Incredibly good play by Vince here. He's going to end play Hampson.
Oh, for a heart trick? Oh, for
He's
an
gonna
entry to dummy. Oh my God. Yeah. He's gonna go down one and
Jeff
push the
needed to
board.
play. Jeff needed to play for. He played for an uppercut in the heart suit as opposed to playing a spade
well
back,
done, Vince.
and it could have been his play could have been right.
Nice.
It absolutely could have been. And Vince
Yeah.
had to guess. He had to play the 10 of spades to
Wow.
prevent. Very cool.
Yeah, nice play by Vince.
We're at a good table. Not that there's any bad choices here, but that was nice. Look at this one, guys. Ooh, how many diamonds are we bidding here? 4 seems like a minimum, but would he kick out 5 here in first chair?
I think
Wow.
it's very tempting to bid 5 diamonds.
There it
with
is.
this hand.
There's 5.
And there it is.
I'll tell you what Weinstein does. They're right there at the same time. Weinstein sitting south at the other table, folks, with the same hand. Everyone playing the same hand. 5 diamonds also. And Vince is just like, why you keep preempting me?
Well,
What's going on?
And this is going to be nasty. This could be very nasty for the East-West pairs because Eric Greco has a fine hand.
Yeah,
But
and
he
Vince
made the
has
right bid.
If they
He
choose
made the
hearts,
right-
it's bad.
No, he made the right bid because Hampson will probably pass. I'm guessing with.
Yeah, nowhere to go really.
Yeah.
Not too super attractive.
And
Got it.
and folks out there, look at this. Eric Greco made the most flexible bid. Some people might have considered 5 spades. That would have been a disaster, but he showed values in his double. It's a matter of equity. He's saying to his partner, I have a good hand. I don't know what to do. And this is the beautiful element, the partnership elements of the game of bridge. He doubles, and Hampson has a sure trump trick and maybe a club trick. And so this is a fine partnership decision.
Wolpert chose the same action, and at the other table, they are also playing 5 diamonds doubled. Eric Rodwell opened a precision 1 diamond with the hand, and I'll let you know where they end up.
It's a matter of style. I must confess I would have opened five diamonds as well. What about you guys?
I that was the first thing that struck my mind there with that hand. Dana, same.
I'm with you. I'm
Yeah,
with you, especially white on red.
white on red. You're kind of down 3-4 max in your own hand. It looks
I
like.
I have Eric's phone number here. Maybe should we call him and give him some advice on how to bid?
Can I tell you guys? I'm going to give you a. I don't know if you watched it or if you saw it, but there was an auction yesterday, I believe, where Rodwell and Simpson got to key card with 3 diamonds, and then
Wow.
got to ask for the jack of a suit and found a scientific way to a makeable grand slam. It was amazing.
Um,
One of
Doug
the best
Simpson's
auctions.
Doug Simpson, who I frankly he's my friend, but I despise him because he's a scratch golfer. He's been playing a version of Meckwell Light for a long time, and he I've spoken to him as recently as the Louisville Nationals, and he is just invigorated by playing with Eric Rodwell, one of his closest and longtime friends. And he's informed me that while Eric took a few years off, he was updating their system. And Doug, I mean, listen, when you can find out about a jack to bid a slam, that's amazing stuff. Amazing
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So that this is a pair that's going to be reckoned with uh, for the
Well,
foreseeable near
can I
future.
tell you that we had two interpretations of asking for the jack. Danny Sprung called it Jackwood, which I thought was awesome, and Owen said it's the underwear ask. We found out about all the top cards, and now we're looking for the bottom cards. So it was an one. I will put it out for all of you to see in a highlight reel because it was, as we were watching it, it was quite exciting. And welcome to Karen
All right.
from the UK and Welsh Rabbit from New Zealand. And here we go with a precision auction.
I think if we want a ruder and funnier description of what that might be, we need to consult with Josh Dunn because he is the expert. When it comes to crass comedy, he's my guy.
Are you ready? Can you believe that, Dana? This is the second time Mitch has said this, and I have an announcement for you. You will see Jay Don in the second set. Ewan McNay is going to be with Josh Don and Danny Sprung in set 2. So I expect some math discussion, and apparently I expect good jokes. But Josh is in the chat now. You're a funny
Yeah,
guy, but I've never heard a good joke you've told. I'm sorry. Mitch
no,
is overselling you, Josh. I'm sorry.
no. Ask Josh what he would call asking for the jack. Okay.
Okay, Josh,
Tell him to
what
type
would
it
you
in.
call the jack ask? Give us your joke of the day, sir.
I mean, the Jack asked before 3-0. I would just call match points magic because you
Well,
can't
no,
make a slam.
the jack ask
stop.
No, no.
the jack ask happened way later, but the key
Okay.
card
I
of
was
3
gonna say,
diamonds,
that would be
like 3 diamonds being
incredibly
key card was amazing.
okay. What a system is all I
And
gotta
by the
say.
way, if you want to be
I,
friends with Mitch, you better not be a good golfer. That's all.
all right. Okay. That's right. Every swing's an adventure. So let's go over this
Yeah,
auction. I
let's
presume
get
I
some
know what.
highlights here. We have
So one spade tends is an unbalanced hand, could be a 4-card suit with a canopy possibility. Two clubs shows 5 to 7 high card points with fewer than 3 spades. Two diamonds says it's usually a hand that wants to get out. It's a minimum. It could be a strong hand with something else, but it's basically usually a get out.
it looks like they
And
will escape
two.
here too.
And it looks like It looks like
They're done.
two no is two no trump to play or is two no trump clubs? What is the
Ooh,
asterisk next to that say?
uh,
It must be
it's
clubs.
he hasn't finished alerting it yet, but it looks like no obvious natural bid. It says, and now they'll probably get out here because this is non-forcing here.
Now
There we go.
I'm not in favor of this, but some people with the East hand would be in range when it opened a no trump. I think it's kind of sick when you have all your cards in 2 suits, but it's conceivable the auction might have gone playing standard, a spade, a no trump, 2 clubs, 3 clubs, courtesy raise. They would have gotten the
That's
same
funny.
thing. But here,
That's the exact auction that's transpiring at the other table, and Wolpert has bid 3 diamonds to the bid of 3 clubs.
You're almost making 5 clubs.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you're right. You're right, but it's a good, comfortable stop in three clubs. The methods work well. A standard would have worked fine, as we discussed.
The other table, they
You
did
know,
get to
these.
play five clubs, so there will be a difference of score
Let's
here for
let's
sure.
look at the auction to get to five clubs. Can we show that?
I'll show it to you right now. Here it is. It's exactly as you discussed, Mitch. This is the other table, folks. It went a spade by East, one no trump, two clubs, three clubs. There's our less than limit here. Three diamonds by Gavin, and then four clubs, five clubs.
Okay,
So
and there's
Gavin
just
really loved his hand
Right.
here.
And it's just unfortunate he is going to. He can't get the spades. No, he has to lose a diamond and a spade and a heart. Or sorry, he has to
A
lose
diamond
a
and
diamond,
diamond,
two hearts.
a diamond, and two hearts.
But the thing you were saying about Simpson is that he kind of knew he knew the system that almost as good as Meckwell did. Basically, he had been kind of a studier of their system for so long that it's a natural progression there.
Doug was probably still was playing some version of the system back when I was in high school. He's been playing this a long time. And Dana was in diapers and I was in high school. That's how long he's been playing their system. So
I think when you were in high school, Dana probably was like,
don't
No
say
comment.
it.
maybe
No
not
comment.
on
New
the-
topic. New topic.
Yeah, yeah. Don't hurt me here, please.
I know
All
now.
right?
See, now I'm getting to know Mitch a little better.
I want to go back to talking about Josh Dunn. Okay, I don't want to talk.
So does Josh.
What did Josh come up with for the
Josh
Jack,
has,
the Jack?
in true Josh Don fashion, not being a joke teller, he has not come up with a joke for that. So I'm just saying, Josh.
So far,
what is-
Josh is having he's
what's
having
your
a 20%
fun
game.
I've known Josh probably longer than any bridge player I know, actually.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Josh played bridge at my father's bridge club in snowy Syracuse, New York, for a while. It was a lot of fun.
So Vince has a really good hand opposite a vulnerable spade overcall.
I was going to ask you guys. So is the negative double automatic here, or are we on? I mean, it's a very nicely constructed hand, but it's on the edge of maybe letting it go if you're a little lighter.
No, I think it's
Just
100%. I feel stronger for a couple of reasons. One, you want to bid early. They're not going to really punish you with the
Oh,
two
and you have a
level. You have
diamond
good
fit.
you have good spot. Well, but it's a precision diamond,
Sorry,
so who knows what you have. But you have good spots in two suits, and the way I think every one of these peers, and even if let's say Dan and I were playing for the first time right now, and we spent 20 minutes filling out a card, we'd have excellent idea of how to bid constructively. The winning and losing in bridge is often the battle in the trenches. It's like World War One, and so you got to get in there with Jeff Hampson's hand, and that's why he made the double, and that's just the way the game is played.
We had a limit raise basically is what two clubs was for Vince, and we have Cran just popping off to four spades here, and
yeah, Johnny's 5-5, so that seems pretty reasonable. 5-5 come alive or something like that.
this is not
It'll
without
be-
its issue, maybe, right? Yeah, the spade lead's going to crater the diamond roughs to some degree. What would you?
The spade lead is a fine lead on this hand. When you play precision, you have no idea what partner has. I mean, and so a spade lead here, if it's a light game, could be very effective, and we can see just that.
Right, because this diamond bid is we're not sure what that is, other than it's some sort of 11 to 15 that.
No, I think that he can still make it if he's going to rough out a diamond.
Here you go. So you put club to the king and diamond.
Yeah,
off.
by playing a diamond up, he created for himself the
opportunity to
rough out position.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, what he needs is his right hand opponent to have honored doubleton or not honored doubleton, honored third of diamonds. If he has honored fourth, he would go down, but because then he would have to lose three diamond tricks. But here, what's going to happen is he's probably going to put in the queen. It's going to lose to a high honor. A spade will come back. He'll rough a diamond, get back to his hand, and lo and behold, he'll catch honor third on his right.
It wouldn't matter, right? He just has to.
So 6 imps goes to the nickel side on board 4 there. 5 clubs went down. Down one, so tiny swing there.
He has to guess that it's king third and not king fourth. Otherwise, if it was 10-9 third opposite, or ace 10-9 third opposite king fourth, he'd have to play differently. But I think he's going to.
Yeah, Dan is right. I mean, but frankly, playing for 10-9 third as opposed to king third, the percentages favor playing for king third.
Agree.
But she's right.
Yeah, I think Danny's right too. Does a club shift beat this right now?
No, a club shift, you could win the ace. Yeah, he's going to play another spade.
I cheated.
Rob, always good to take a look.
I cheated. I just wanted to check for. It was for Danny's sake. For Danny.
Well, does it show us what would have happened on a club shift?
We'll probably have to wait till it finishes, and then we can take a look at everything.
It does look like it creates more problems. How is he going to get his hand to rough a second time?
Yeah, it takes the entry a little bit. Okay. And here comes a diamond.
I mean, he still has the same problem, right? So he roughs the diamond.
He's going to rough it. He'll rough a diamond, play a heart off the dummy, and then the opponents will be helpless.
There you go. Yeah.
Yes, they'll play a club, but it's too late. Yep.
Right.
Jeff is not going to be able to enjoy his uppercut with the 7 of spades. It's close.
Oh, so Danny cops to. He also cheated. He hit the double dummy, and it said a club shift beats it. So we know now. Thanks, Danny.
Thank you, Danny.
We could see that if you shift to a club, it's hard to envision, but the 7 of spades would provide the necessary uppercut.
That's sick. All right, there is that, and then we expect just a heart to exit, and that's always a loser, right? It doesn't matter to Cran here that he's losing it this way. He's just getting the safest possible way to continue to hand.
I guess he could also play ace of club pitching a heart now, in theory.
Oh, there we go. And don't forget questions, comments in the chat.
No, I don't like this play.
It's not going to work
because now another club is going to come back.
He is going to get the uppercut now because he thought that this. Oh, oh no!
Also in 4 spades in the other room on a very similar auction. In fact, it looks like almost the same.
So let's go look at the other. We're dealing with 2 of the finest pairs in America here. Let's go to the other room and see what the defense does, whether this contract's made or not. I think this is worth looking at.
They did get off to the same lead, and we'll hop right over there. There's our spade lead again.
So it might be one of those interesting situations where Craniac thought that Hampson would have played a club if this were the hand.
Now,
hey, Krish,
this will also be an interesting exercise in extrasensory perception to see if a potential wife can send vibes to her husband of playing back a certain
Jill?
card. No, I didn't mean Jill, actually.
Oh, you mean Dana? Oh, okay.
Have some coffee, Rob. Have some coffee.
You're right. I haven't fueled up properly yet.
I will say this about Chris Wallenkin. He's very steady, and I honestly don't remember if he's ever made a mistake playing against me. I'm sure he has. I hope he has. But and sometimes he's slow, but and Joel Woolridge does this to me too. They're slow and they give me hope, and then they do the right thing. So it'll be interesting to watch. And he has that ESP vibe.
I don't think we use slow. We use deliberate or apparently thoughtful. Those are and also a word to the wise. 2 things will get you banned in the chat on Twitch. If you say Flannery, there's one.
What?
Apparently that's a no-no, but also if you say shortness, it's shortage apparently. And I can give you the long text discussion that we had, but yes, it's
Rob, I can see why you needed a day off.
Tell me about it, Mitch. I've been dreaming YouTube and Twitch chat and bridge. So here we go. Is this
All
the
right,
moment of
Chris.
truth? And wait, let's
Club,
let's
club,
do the
club.
Danny Sprung. Boom, boom. There it is.
Oh yeah.
That's down one if he switches to a club. And I mean, not to say that Bobby won't Stevie won't possibly go down one anyway, but this is a pathway to it. And he'll take his time here, don't you think, guys?
I think so. Mitch, I'm sure if you'd like, I can ask Chris about the mistakes that he's made against you, and we'll get a little list of the
Yeah.
worst mistakes
No.
he's made against you.
No, I don't want you. I like Chris. I don't want you to do that.
I'm just saying.
I think you both do. You don't want this conversation. So apparently there's an offer to not hear shortness again in the chat. So yeah, if you guys have enough cash, we will bar that from our conversation. Yes.
Is this
So-
Josh done? Because he's disappointed me by not, coming up with the goods earlier.
So in general, I gotta say, I'm a stickler, and I don't believe that words should enter the vernacular just because they're in common usage, like literally meaning the opposite of literally.
Right.
But in bridge, we've all said shortness. That's
Yeah,
what we
forever.
say for years and
Yeah,
years.
yeah. And Josh Don says he's having a shortage of ideas. So that was a good joke. All right, Mitch, your
Up.
idea of Josh Don
Okay.
being a jokester is now coming to a little bit of a. He's proving it, I think.
Okay, so we got the similar
Yep.
defense,
This
and
is
now
the same thing that happened, right? That we saw, and this
Yes.
is the point where he went club pitching heart. And if Bobby just
Right. So he wanted hand, and he played.
sorry, he won in hand roughed, and then he played king of clubs. Yes, that's sorry.
well,
Right.
I
Hello
feel
from
cheated
India.
because I know for a fact if I was sitting south, Chris would have returned to club.
That, by the way, that is kind of true in bridge and maybe poker. I guess I've had some experience, but certain players you just don't do well against. I remember I think I played in New York for like 8 years, and I don't think I got one decent result off Kent until finally I started to do okay against him. But it was a long time in the hole there. And here's Bobby's play of the heart, and that should get him a better chance of. Or Stevie's play, excuse me. He's playing it from the south here. That's probably a make, right? Now it's too late.
No,
Yeah.
now it's too late. He'll rough a heart, play the king of spades, exit a diamond,
And then
and this
see
will
you
be
later.
a swing for the nickel.
Yep.
A swing for the nickel team.
It will be.
Pretty sizable one too, because it's a vulnerable game, and
You
there
know,
we go.
I'm getting taught a lesson for watching. It's very painful.
It's actually Mitch's fault. He's the one that wanted to go to this table. Dan, I'm so sorry. I know this is a traumatic experience. Let's get back to a safe table.
Traumatic experience.
A lot of time left for all of these teams. There still is no huge lead. However, Fleischer's at 90 now. Fleischer's up 90.
Hold on. I want to go back to this last board, which I do find interesting. It is counterintuitive to switch to a club there. What happened to the other match on that hand? Let's look at that.
And the other match you're looking at.
Yeah, I'm wondering whether
Yeah.
anyone switched to a club there on the other match.
So let's jump back here and let's find it. I think this is the other match right here. And we're looking at board 6, right? So let's take a look.
Okay.
Or excuse me, yes, this is board 6 right here.
Now, if Joel had this hand, I can say two things for sure. One, it would be slower.
Nope, this is not the right board, right?
Okay.
No, this
Anyway.
is I think we're looking at board 5.
We need board 5, exactly. That's the one we want.
Joel would
So
always play the 7 of clubs against me.
they were only playing 3 spades and they made 5 here. Here's the 4 spade contract. And this is Kevin playing it. Heart lead. So they chose not to lead a trump here. And that's because Granger.
We did Hurd open the bidding.
Yeah, he opened with the north hand. In fact, we can jump back in there, but it doesn't look like this was going to be much of a problem. They never got off to a spade lead, and now Kevin has just draw trump, give up a diamond.
Okay.
There it is. All right, so obviously the lead didn't put him to too much of a test right away, and the other table just played 3 spades, it looks like.
Okay. So let's go back to the closer match.
Yeah, we're in.
Well, yeah.
All right, so looks like Vince is playing two spades here. And it looks like he has at least 8 tricks at some point.
Looks like he's got
He has
10
one more
tricks.
loser, yep. The other table is bidding this hand right now, actually.
Oh, this is board 7. So this is 2 boards ahead of where we were.
Oh, they burned through something. Yeah, exactly. So at the other table, they're just playing board 6 right now. And we will keep
Is
track
Mark
of
Feldman
this.
at that table?
You mean Flash?
Yes.
Jason Feldman, his son, one of my favorite people on the planet. Just if you're watching, Jason, I got to spend a day at Disney World with he and his wife and kids, and that was a lot of fun.
That sounds great.
Well,
We should do that.
I'm a Disney fan. I'm just saying that's just me. So Diamond Precision by Hampson here. 2 clubs.
Oh. 4 spades? What do we think? How many spades will Cran bid?
Yeah, white again.
I think he's going to bid 3 spades because of the sterile distribution 7-2-2.
So,
Okay.
Would you like to bet on this, Dana? Would you, too late.
No.
Sorry. So we've been having a little wagering. Larry Cohen, I believe, is 0 for 6 now against Owen, I believe. But if you find something you think is going to happen, throw it out there. And also,
that's very good information for me to use against Larry.
Another thing we've been doing as well, and I think we should do that again. We will kibitz one player at some point before the hand starts. All right, and we'll kind of get in the head. I think maybe we kibitz Vince at some point or Cran and have some fun with that. Yeah, in fact, last year Feldman played in the World Championships. I was I did laundry at his apartment in Morocco.
Right, that's true.
That was a very Mad Libsy sentence, Rob.
Yes. Not too many people get to say that.
Okay.
So double is alerted here. Let's see what they're thinking. A good hand with no bid. Okay.
Assume.
Right, and think about this, folks. Good hand. This is absolutely a massive hand because they play a strong club, right? So this is at the very top of their range. He wants to show that to his partner without exciting him too much, and that's the benefit of just having a ceiling to the number of points you can have. And Greco's going to be like, okay.
I think Greco's probably going to pass. I mean, it's uncomfortable passing at imps, but
I don't think he's going to pass. Okay, I'll bet you on this one. I'm going to go with at least 4 clubs. He might bet 5 clubs.
Okay. I'm very nervous about this wager. I'm very nervous about this wager.
2 clubs was not game forcing. Just a question in the chat. It was 1 round force, 4+ clubs. And welcome from all over the world, India, UK, New Zealand. Everybody's up and awake watching the U.S. team trials. And why not? It's the best bridge going on the planet right now.
All right, Dana.
Dana wins.
Touchdown, Dana. All right.
Hey, Stuart,
First time in
back.
history.
4 clubs is a safer bid, again, and the Hampson and Greco they know they're ahead in this match. Haven't done anything to discourage themselves in this segment. So 4 clubs even if you could beat 3 spades, 4 clubs is taking out insurance. You're not vulnerable. You do have a decent 6-card suit, and now here we go. It's going to get ugly. I think the cube is about to come to the table.
Well,
no cube.
We know Vince is happy.
No?
Vince is a happy camper right now.
Well, Vince maybe is hoping for more. I
think he's hoping that they're in a forcing sequence, maybe.
Right.
I think Greco might try 4 hearts.
Which would be the best choice for him. No, not necessarily.
I think Greco's going to pass. Greco's going to pass. I mean, because this is an advantage. The advantage of playing a limited system. He knows his partner is limited to 15 high card points. He knows the hands are a misfit. He knows his partner didn't bid diamonds directly over 3 spades. He's going to pass.
Okay. I'm not sure about this one. No wager.
No action to be had here, Dana?
Dana, it's double or nothing. Come on.
Double or nothing?
Yeah.
Don't let him pressure you, Dana. Don't let him pressure you. You take your.
I say he's not going to pass.
You say he's not going to. Okay, here we go.
I don't know what he's going to do, but I will go with not pass.
It's like playing rubber bridge. I'm redoubling. My wallet's on the table.
Oh,
So we're back to even. It sounds
Okay.
like okay. All right.
Okay.
There we
That's
go.
like a
There we go. Nice
that's a
job,
it's
guys.
that's like a rare 3-point success for the LA Clippers. Okay.
Oh, sorry about that, Mitch. Oof.
No, no, no. I was ready for defeat like always with my team.
So we shouldn't talk about any PG-13 stuff, or
No, I I,
keep that
I
under the
like them
chat.
all, but they they're gifted at finding a way to lose. So some people have talents one way or another. All right, so they're in four diamonds, and we can see there's two spades, a club, and three diamond losers.
Yeah,
So
this will go pretty quickly.
um, it will go quickly.
So before when we finish this, let's. Who would you like to be in the mind of? Would you like to be in the mind of John Kraniak, which gives you a side entrance into Vince's mind, or would you like to be Vince or Hampson and Greco and play precision? Because we can do it all. Because Mitch, I think you understand probably a lot of Hampson Greco system, right? What's your
We can
pleasure?
do whatever. Yeah, well, no, you know what? I'll defer to Dana whatever she wants.
so I saw you try to watch Cran the other day and him pick up a series of four counts.
It was Vince, actually. It was Vince.
Oh, that was
We
Vince.
kept
Okay.
we kept. If we get a bad hand, we can always go back. So
Okay.
Listen, if we want some Family Feud action, I think we could get in the head of Chris Walenka.
Oh no.
no way, we can't do it. We don't want to put too much pressure on our commentator Dana here, but I agree with Gronzig in the chat. Cran is the most likely to come up with an action that we're not thinking of. So that's
Let's
interesting.
do it.
And of course, yeah, there's a lot of Gavin is a big a fan, or everyone's a big fan of Gavin too. So we could later on maybe we'll try that one.
Now, Jeff Hampson made an interesting play here. Um, we know that Cran has ace, king, queen, seventh of spades, but if he also had the king of diamonds, would he have bid three spades? I think not. I think he probably would have taken a different. He either would have been four spades or just two spades. So here, maybe I'm obviously looking at all four hands, so it's easy for me to say.
Mm.
But knowing that, if I might not, I might have eschewed the diamond finesse, and even if the king of diamonds is on side, it rates to be doubleton because of the seven card suit that three spades tends to show.
All
So
right, here we are.
I think that was Jeff Hampson always plays lights out against me, and I think there was one that maybe he could have done a little better.
Ooh, here we go.
Anyway.
We picked a good one. Spade pass to you. You're making some sort of forcing spade raise here. You would guess whatever is in their system.
Well, I would do that unless I wanted to send my partner to the partnership desk.
So there it is. Do you think this is some sort of okay? Just game forcing four spades. Their responses are going to be much different than the ones some of our viewers might be familiar with. So we'll sweat those and tell you what's happening. But we may have some good decisions to make.
Take a drink.
Oh, yep. Take a drink. Sweat. Rob said sweat.
Yep.
Michael Berkowitz
Yes,
coming up with the games.
I suspect that they'll have some detailed understandings, whereas many of us might play something very simple.
Yeah, like shortage, showing shortage here.
It doesn't sound right, Rob. I don't know if we
agree.
can make this a thing.
Shortness just sounds right.
Well, the old-fashioned school was to show shortness at the 3 level and a good 5-card suit at the 4 level. I think the modern style, most of the expert partnerships
This is
will
minimum,
show
maximum
some kind of
type
a
stuff
minimum.
here. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can ask and find out later. So,
All right, so singleton club or no shortness and still wide ranging. So we're not limited yet in the north.
yeah.
End.
So now 3, and I suspect 3 diamonds would be a relay to find out more about the hand.
Right.
This is
Asking
this
for
is what we're going to
description.
see.
And that's exactly right. Usually balanced. Okay, because he would have shown shortness here apparently if he had it.
If he had shortness, he'd probably have more than a 13 or a 14 count, because with that kind of hand, he might have just splintered over one spade directly. So if he had a splinter, it would be a much bigger hand.
All right, so waiting to hear what our partner is saying over there. And it's nice to know that our partner is a world-class player as well.
Now, it's interesting. John might be discouraged.
Okay,
Yeah, so he's not going to get too excited.
So we're going to play 4 spades, it looks like.
Yeah.
In fact, that'll probably be the next bid here.
No
If he had-
shortness, 11 to 13.
If he had a
what?
single, a minimum balanced hand, yes. Now, if he had shown a minimum hand with the shortness in clubs, superficially, John would like his hand because he's got some extras, but the Queen of Clubs is probably not a good card,
Mm.
and that it wouldn't have
Shortest
been
and
clear,
diamonds
but
might be
that
best.
shortness and diamonds would have gotten him excited.
Yeah. All
I
right,
mean, to be
so
fair,
we
he
get to
could
play
still
it
have
now.
ace, king, fifth of spades, queen of hearts, king of clubs, in which case,
But
Yeah,
as it turns out, he has a
yeah.
10 count that I think all of us would have opened one spade. That's the normal bid here. Two spades is just not in the mix of any expert player with this sort of hand. It's too good.
you might open two spades if you were vulnerable against non-vulnerable opponents. Even then, it's a little dicey. But a
Sure.
non-vulnerable
Or in
two
like
spade
fourth
bid is
seat, something like that.
yeah, a non-vulnerable two spade bid would this is way too good.
Yeah. So it looks like we have a diamond loser, possibly a spade loser, and we're figuring out clubs. Does the club lead shed any light on this? This is interesting. Just duck it right around to the 8.
Certainly feels like shortness, huh? The opponents have quite a few hearts between them.
Right. They have a 9 card heart fit we know of at least. Yeah, exactly. The problem with opening a week 2 with this hand is you miss a lot of games that are not too shabby for sure.
Or as one of my old rubber bridge friends would have said, if you open two spades, you must not like money.
But this is kind of an interesting hand because if they do realize a club rough here, he gets to shake a diamond. Or no, sorry,
He doesn't
No,
get to
he will not get to
shake
shake a diamond because the king of clubs is still there. Excuse me. Yeah, yeah.
diamond.
But
He doesn't get to
now,
shake a diamond, but he's might help him with the spades.
well, it looks like this hand is going to hinge on the spade finesse because the club's going to come back. And
and you don't
now
expect the
Jeff
club
could have
finesse to
been
be
false
winning.
carding with the jack and the 10, but it looks like Eric's lead is from either 10 third or a shortness. And would he have led into the opening bid or a club from king
From
10
king seems
third or
unlikely.
fourth? Seems unlikely to me too. So another
I like this.
possibility
I
is,
think,
but
yeah,
he could have let a
he's
club
just
from king four. I mean, from 10 fourth, and now if now the clear goes up with the ace, he could fell the king. That's also a
Dana,
possibility.
what were you saying there?
so I like this. I like this diamond play. I think he's going to try to strip the hand, um, which is another way to possibly make it.
Oh, just
Good.
He
strip hearts and take a spade finesse, basically.
strip hearts.
Cash,
Yes,
maybe cash a club if he
uh,
thinks he
Well,
has
get rid of the
to.
last diamond from his
no,
hand.
no. If well, hold on. Dana is absolutely right. He doesn't need to strip hearts and take a spade finesse. He can strip hearts and play ace and a
Ace and a
spade.
spade.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then if the king of spades was on side, they're end played. So
magic.
well done, Dana. Well done.
And there it is.
Oh, so Nickel had a big pickup on, I guess the board that we saw 4 diamonds undoubled down 4,
They are playing it.
or maybe a
Uh,
different hand.
they're playing it now, actually. I
Oh,
think
okay.
they gained on board 7, possibly. I will confirm that for you, Dana. Yeah, board 7 was win 10 because they were in 2 spades.
Oh, so now
And they were in
this is
4
the
spades
worst
at the other
possible
table.
situation. It wasn't a singleton.
Yep.
And now he has to play for the club on side.
Too bad.
Oh man,
Down 1. Was the spade on side, by the way? I didn't see it.
No, it was
no.
offside,
It was
but I
offside,
like the
so
way
just
he played it. We all like the way he played it.
yeah. So yeah, there will be another swing of an imp or two on board 8 as well towards the nickel side, I believe.
Craniac thinking on this last hand, perhaps. Sorry, next time I'll have a better dummy.
Or excuse me, it might go a swing the other way. Pardon me. Yeah, because they were 4 diamonds in the west, down 4, and right now Weinstein's playing 3 spades in the south.
How did Diamond split on the last hand?
I'll tell you. It was board 9, right?
Yeah,
Diamonds were 5-3. Greco had king
with
10
five.
pair.
Oh, so basically, in order to make 3-0 is cold to get to.
5, 6, 7.
Good luck. How would you get to 3-0, Mitch?
How would I get there? I'd have to be cheating.
Yeah. Well, you'd open a no trump with the north hand, and then you would bid two diamonds to stay him in, and then you might play slam. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome to all of you in Twitch and YouTube, and in fact, we don't have to watch John just alone anymore. Let's end the kibitzing, excuse me, and see what's doing. Whoa, look at this! So strong club pass a heart, which is artificial 8 to 11 game forcing, preemptive north bid with a non-preemptive hand, but he knows it's a strong club auction, so he knows Kraniak's looking at almost nothing over there, right?
One heart tends to show 8 to 11. He's upgraded here.
Which you can't blame him for, right? He has a heck of a good shape in his hands.
Well, it's just a question of what your rules are. If I had three controls, an ace and a king and nothing else, I would upgrade. This is marginal. You have good diamond spots, and that's got some value.
It's going to be bad for you
and
though, on a spade lead.
Yeah, he can't actually make any game right on
No.
a spade lead.
No. He has to lose 3 tricks in a 5-level contract and a bunch of them in 3 now. Okay.
we got to 3 now, and this is not going to be a happy contract.
Well, if he runs the clubs, if he goes ace, king, queen of clubs, ducks 2 spades, or ducks. Oh, he can't duck. Ah, never mind.
Yeah. He's going to just.
So if Vince had ducked,
I was just going to say, what if Vince had played low there?
Well, Vince has got the ace of diamonds,
Exactly, so he knows this is going to be fine. But
so he's going to play, I think, the deuce or something now to tell his partner don't play a heart.
Or just something like this.
I guess maybe that's the preference. The tricky thing is now when Greco plays ace, king, queen of clubs, Kraniak has to play a diamond. Otherwise,
well, he actually, I don't know if that's going to happen. What's going to happen is after the clubs don't work, he's going to play diamonds.
Diamond himself, yeah.
That's
true. But otherwise, you kind of create this ridiculous situation.
And he hates seeing this.
So I want to give a shout out to someone no one knows that he just wrote me a note. Paul Mayer is in the audience. Paul is perhaps the finest declarer I've ever played with. He lives in Vegas. He doesn't play bridge anymore, but I've seen him play countless 4-3 fits at the 6th level. We sat down once, and he said to me, "Over a minor or major, do you raise with 3?" And I said, "Sometimes." He said, "That's not good enough. When I play with Rhoda Walsh, she must have 4, so I can always win a 3-card major over one of a minor." but if you do it sometimes, it's not going to work in our partnership.
Doesn't work for us.
Anyway, Paul, I love you dearly. It's nice to see you out here, and
welcome.
And just a brilliant guy.
Awesome.
All
right. Josh wants to ask you a question, Mitch. Isn't the finest declarer you ever met Victor Chernoff?
That's funny. Victor Chernoff once.
That's why you think Josh is funny, and that's why we don't.
Victor Chernoff, Victor Chernoff, who it's safe to say is what was never anyone's favorite person on the West Coast. I was playing with him about 40 years ago, and he made a reasonable but not great play. He said, "Ted Williams was born to hit, and I was born to play the dummy."
So this is an example for me of an opening bid that is shocking, but it's pretty normal with John's hand, right? A 10 count, 5-3-3-2, but you're in there with a diamond because that's their style, right? And then an equally kind of aggressive overcall of 1 spade, but by a passed hand.
One thing we talked about the other day. Let me jump in. One thing we talked about the other day. I had the opportunity to work on a book with Bob Hammond, and one of the things I discussed with him is you're behind in a match. What is the way you try and get it back? And he says you can't try and swing on every hand, but you want to take your shots in places where it could reasonably work out. So it's not unreasonable for John Kraniak to bid 1 diamond, but if he thinks his team is down 40 or 50 imps playing against a really strong team, it's reasonable he might create a swing by opening a diamond just because he's trying to create just because he wants to do something different than the other table. So I don't know whether that's going.
But I would also venture a guess that Cran and Vince are two of the one of the best pairs at doing exactly that, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Putting maximum pressure, varying a lot of things that other players wouldn't, and that's why they're such a hard target to play against. They might swing in different directions, but man, when they're hot, I saw it in the World Championships. They were coming out with just these ridiculous cards that were just like,
Well,
how did
well,
this
not
happen?
only not only is that true, but they're also, and this is really true about every pair we're watching today. These are people that don't really make mistakes, very rarely
Exactly.
make mistakes in card play. So if they're aggressive and you slip ever so slightly,
They're gonna
you
make you.
will pay.
Yeah, they're gonna punish you for it. And yeah, exactly. Like Gronzig is saying that Vince knows this is in John's range, so that they invite a little heavier. Dana, sorry.
No. There's also a school of thought. If you're gonna swing, you, I totally agree. You can't swing on every hand, but the idea of taking an initial action that's different than the thing that you think will be happening at the other table is a good way to create variance without losing a lot of equity.
Very good point. Yeah, and you know your opponents at the other table. These guys know each other real well, so you know who's sitting in your chair and like what are they going to do and what are
Yeah.
my options here. That's a great point. And these guys, yeah, they study. Yeah, they look like
If
they
you,
just sit around and drink at the bar and play bridge, but they work. They really work.
yeah,
Sorry, Mitch.
that's why you're at the bar by yourself, Rob. A good
Exactly.
point.
Oh, Mitch, man.
Yeah, I mean, come on, Rob.
I
Rob's
I'm,
at the
was
bar with
sitting.
me,
I was sitting alone
obviously.
in
I'm,
the lobby last night. I was, watching
I'm
TikTok.
at I'm at the bar with Josh Dunn. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, yeah. You're the only one laughing at his jokes. That's why you guys are there alone, also. Sorry, J Don. I love you.
I love him too,
I,
but that's pretty
Josh
clear.
prefers the buffet. He says he doesn't like to go to the bar. He just wants to. All right, he has a fun.
Yeah,
All right, he's funny. All right, I get it. And don't forget,
that
folks.
was not that wasn't very interesting.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. 110. So Josh will be on the air. So I'm going to be off on YouTube in the next session, and I'm going to throw just into the chat. I'm going to throw you the USBF Twitch. Copy that down. You'll find all the bridge there also. And then I'll be back on YouTube for the last two sessions of the semis later tonight.
Voila.
So there's our. You do not have to go to this now. You stay right where you are. But later on in the morning, sir, the 1:15, 1:45 session, you will be finding it there. All right. Easy one hard opening. And look at that north hand, folks. If you're an advancing player, look at how quickly and how easy it is to pass that hand. You do not overcall. Bless you, Dan. You do not over. This is not close to being good enough to overcall at the 2 level, especially vulnerable. This is extremely important to stay away from these sorts of hands. Am I okay?
Oh,
with
If
that?
yes.
any of if any of the college students are in my mentor program, just heard Rob, please take what he said to heart because I don't want you bidding 2 diamonds with this
Yeah,
hand, and you
that's
love
just
to.
criminal. Criminal,
Yeah, I
criminal.
think that's what we're all thinking the same thing. We see a lot of 2 diamond bids at like the club, and
I mean,
that is,
honestly, at the
yeah,
club, this would be you would look at the results. If we were playing Love Bridge at the club, you'd see like 70% of people just bidding 2 diamonds because that's kind of what they're told to do. But you need to think about this. You need to at least have an opening hand, but honestly, you need to have a good suit with that. And I think we have a lot of ways we can talk about this, but this is definitely just not a good overcall.
5-3-3-2 hands are bad, and
Ugh.
you want and a good day of shortness in the first bid suit as well.
I,
But
I
yeah,
would say if you're
this is
five
not
three three
close.
two, you better have a good suit and more towards 15 or 16 on the low end to even consider bidding at the 2 level, right? So
yeah, a strong no trump or an opening hand with
Right.
6 cards. I mean, this hand's a good example. The East West are going to go plus 110 or something,
Yep.
in 2 spades. And if Vince had been in with 2 diamonds,
I
they
mean,
could go for a huge number.
Yep.
3 diamond losers, 2 clubs, a heart, and a spade.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And his partner doesn't even have to have as good a hand as he has over there with an ace for him. So I mean, it's just like,
Right.
all right. So we have
At 2 spades.
this and 3 more boards of this set. The other table, you can see the score. It's getting close. It's about 98 and some change, or 99 and some change as the lead for Fleischer. And guys, there's still a lot of time left, but Fleischer has been on a mission. It seems like this. They've just been.
They have been cruising the whole time. It's been very impressive.
Owen said that he only saw one mistake after 2 days of playing with them, and it was just some weird three key card auction basically that they had a disagreement on. So it's pretty good for a few hundred boards to have one or two mistakes that you can see.
That's insane when there's a philosophical
Well,
disagreement.
as good as these other teams are, the Fleischer and the Nickel teams have dominated more than any other teams in modern U.S. times. So we might be headed to seeing the 1 and 2 seeds play, and any of these teams would be delighted. I'd be delighted to see them in the finals.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
but seeing those two teams, that's probably what most people want to see.
Well, I can tell you that I would definitely not count out Rosenthal in this match, especially because the one pair you do see at this table is capable of churning through a lot of imps if necessary. So either way, I
No,
think we're going to get an exciting finish to today, which I'm really really excited about.
no, I agree. I would never. I'm not counting anyone
Of
out, but
course, yeah, yeah. So here we are. Is this two spade contracts in a row? Here. So once again, after this session is over, we'll have a short break, and then you will still be live on the USBF Twitch feed. Join the bridge over there. Ewan is going to host J-Don, apparently the funniest bridge player, at least on the West Coast as far as Mitch is concerned, and also Danny Sprung. And we had
Danny's pretty funny.
We had, not only did you and I have a good session with Danny, but yesterday Owen and myself had just a lot of fun. Danny's just amazing to have on the broadcast, and you will recognize him from the cover of the Bridge Bulletin probably last month or the month before. So
You may have seen
yeah.
Me on such features as.
If you're listening, Danny, just stop blushing, okay? Just relax.
No, I have to just say something else. Danny and Joanne Sprung were a lifeline during COVID because they started a regular game online that I played in a lot, and it was such a breath of fresh air as we all struggled to get through that time frame.
Yeah. All right. The only thing we're waiting for here, folks, happens to be the fastest table in the event, probably. So we're just waiting on a couple of rooms to finish up, and then they'll deal us another board. In fact, while we're here, I'll keep tabs on this side. Let's just look at what they're doing on this board. At least we have a comparison to make. And if they start playing at the other table, we'll flash back. In fact, I tell you what, we'll flash back right now because they just started playing. Here we go. Looks like either a 2-0 opener for a little bit of extra, or he'll try to find a way to show after opening a minor. Sorry, they play this. I forgot. 18 to 20 balanced is their 2-club opener.
This seems perfect.
Yeah, 2 diamonds, and they sped up a little bit. 4+ hearts.
Well, one of the interesting things in my mind is if Vince rebids 2-0 and Johnny transfers to hearts and bids 3-0, will Vince pass with his 4-3-3 distribution, or will he elect to play 4 hearts? Because 3-0 will probably go down.
4 hearts rates to make with the queen of. Well, you have to lose
4 hearts.
2 spades, and a diamond. No, you can shake a diamond on a club. Sorry.
Yeah, no. So 4 hearts rates to make. Yeah. So we'll see.
I mean, I usually would just. In fact, if you're a student out there, I would just always tell you to play the major because it's way too hard to figure out when it's right to play 3-0 trump as you're at the table. Yeah. But if anyone wants to try to figure it out, it's these guys.
Well, I'm a genius, and I passed 3-0 in a similar auction at the recent Nationals, which almost cost me winning an event. So, I think you should go back to 4.
Yeah, exactly. We've all had there, and there he is with 4 hearts here. So he's going to like the result that he gets out of this one.
Now, what would you have to pass 3-0? Maybe some of those club cards could be spread out in spades and diamonds.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
maybe switch the king of clubs with the king of spades, and it feels
a little better.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's just the values are concentrated so much in 2 suits. So I think Vince made a fine decision there, and one that you can't completely ignore.
Yeah. I'll be right back, guys.
Now, actually, four hearts can go down on this club lead if Vince doesn't get the hearts right.
How is he going to get the hearts right?
Well, well, he just didn't. He played them the
Yeah.
normal way. He played them the
Yeah.
normal way. Now, what the only way he could go the other way is to think that a club was led from length, and if he thinks a club was led from length, he could possibly infer that hearts were length in the other hand. But again, we're looking at all four hands. It's a lot easier for us.
Absolutely. Well, now Greco has
So
pitched the 6 of clubs and the 5 of clubs.
right. So
Surely,
now they'll get this hand. This is a premier peer. They'll get this
yeah.
hand right.
So that's just one of those carding things for advancing players. When we start bridge, it's kind of enough to play high as I like it, low as I don't like it. But these pairs have understandings of playing suit preference in a whole variety of situations to tell their partner what to do on hands just like this one.
Jeff didn't even underlead the spade in case to declare the king and the jack, and it wasn't necessary.
And this is
So just great
Plain City
defense.
here, yeah.
Great
yeah.
defense.
Oh, they beat it. They found a way to get a club rough, huh?
He did.
Whoa.
So the hearts, he played the hearts in the normal way, and Greco played. He followed to the hearts with 6-5 of clubs, signaling for
Interesting.
spades.
Very nice. I forgot to tell you, Dan, when we were talking about stories about playing with famous people, I've played one set of bridge in a team event with your dad, and he called me a wimp on the second board for not preempting with a hand, and I learned my lesson right there.
If he only called you a wimp once, you did very well.
I'm not sure if that's exactly the word he used, but it was definitely, what's wrong with you?
I mean, that is one of his favorites. He likes when I preempt, when we played together, he likes to tell me that in fact, did I think we were playing strong 2 bids? Yes.
Yeah, so my problem was it was the first time I was playing with David Berkowitz, and that was, it's a little nerve-wracking. All right, so the precision diamond, they find a nice spade fit here, which seems like the theme of the last few hands. Is East done? Seems like it, yeah. And is South done? Yes.
So this looks like this is a nothing hand.
It's kind of crazy. They have now played 2 spades on 3 out of the last 4 boards after mixing in a 4-heart contract. So
we can see they're going to make 10 tricks in spades here, but the question is, would you want to be there? You need no heart rough and 2 spades.
It has to
Pretty
be
good
Eric
grind.
pushing probably, and I don't think you can really push with that hand, right? You're not going to love.
No, I wouldn't. And also, they're not vulnerable, so non-vulnerable, the risk reward changes from
Sure.
a vulnerable game.
Let me see if. So there's one other pair that's on this board, and it's Wooldridge and Granger, and they have bid to 4 spades. Now,
So how'd their auction go?
it went 2 passes, and Wooldridge opened a diamond with the West Hand. It went a spade, 2 spades, and there was Granger with 3 clubs making the action, and Joel bid 4 spades now.
All right.
But again,
Nice bid by
they're
David
down
Granger.
90 at this point, so I think they would be, if there was a team to be more aggressive, it would probably be that team.
Okay, so now they're
Knowing
down by
the margin.
84.
Every little bit helps, right? Well,
No,
it's
absolutely.
funny. I think we started watching maybe it was this match, and Rosenthal was down like 50 when we started watching, and then they were up 6 halfway through the set. So things can happen really quickly, and God, we still have 45 boards left in the day, 46 boards. So, and if I have a chance now, thank you both once again for contributing your time and expertise to the broadcast. We really appreciate it. And I'm pretty
Thank you,
sure
Rob, for hosting this.
we'll see you
Marathon.
both again soon, I think.
Yeah.
The 2 of you are delightful, and now I get to procrastinate and avoid Pilates for a few more hours.
All right. And we're just not as funny as Josh Don, we know, but
Well,
we can aspire.
so you get $10 for second prize, like a Monopoly.
All right,
Can we maybe possibly go to another table, see if something
Yeah.
more interesting than two spades is happening.
In fact, we can take
Good
a step
idea.
back and onto board 11 here. They're playing three clubs in the north-south opposite a two spade, making two in the other table. And in the other match, we kind of have the same disposition. We have one table on board 14 and the other table on board 11. So one table is very slow in each of these matches, it looks like.
I imagine Granger and Woolridge are probably not the fast pair.
Yeah, also, Rodwell and Simpson are relatively deliberate also, but then they're canceled out by Grew and Moss.
So it looks like Stevie and Bobby did very well to get to three clubs here, which on a diamond heart roughed is going to go ahead and make.
And he can execute that right here, right? Yeah. He has three tricks in the offing for it. And obviously, I was just joking earlier. Bobby and Steve are not decrepit old men. They're attractive.
They're spry old men.
Middle-aged men. Spry. Spry is generous. I don't know. Although I hear Bobby is an amazing tennis player, by the way. I know that. I don't know. Mitch, I think you can like him. He's not a golfer, but he is a very good tennis player from what I've been told. 6 imps for nickel. 64 is our span here. And Simpson clawed back on that 4 spade hand, it looks like. Gained a few, or possibly that hasn't... no, that hasn't happened yet for them. They gained on something else. All right.
Yeah.
Here we go again. It's probably just going to go 2 spades, all check.
We'll see.
Unless North decides to...
No, I think a game try is going to be made here.
Oh, sorry. No, I'm looking. This is a different hand that we're talking about. This is the one prior to the other 2 spade hand. So he will definitely act here, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I think so.
I'm confusing it with the stiff queen hand that's coming up next.
I think he's probably between, well, he might have a variety of game tries available to him.
Hmm.
I know that Chris doesn't like to know his spiral. He likes it as some sort of natural force.
Well, no, this is also just the spot where, we're a new pair. Do we know exactly what we have?
Chris is going to like his hand because of his intermediate spade spots and possibly the 10 of hearts. Gavin's hand is slower, but I'm sure he's going to make a game try. So, in fact, that's what happened.
And that was some sort of game try, and Chris said, okay, that's enough. And makes sense here. 4 spades. And that's going to be a pickup.
Well, they're going to have to guess the hearts.
Correct. But I'm being optimistic for the Rosenthal team. And honestly, we want at least one tight match for our broadcast. So... But honestly, you were right. Your earlier point, Mitch. Any of these 4 teams ending up in the finals is going to be terrific. And there's only one slot available this time, so.
This is the last hand. Rob, I just want to say to our viewers, Rob, I've only gotten to know you in the recent past, the last few months, and you're all world. You do such a great job in these. And make this a pleasure for our viewers and for the people who are lucky enough to do the color commentary. It's a pleasure. Dan, I've only been after you for years to play bridge with me. You keep shucking me, so I'll have to continue to do that. But two of you have been delightful. So anyway, thank you for this, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the day watching this, and I'll see some of you tomorrow morning.
Thank you, Mitch, for those kind words, and I'm happy I have one thing I can hold over you. I have played with Dana before, and it was lovely. So, but thanks again, and we'll see you again in some upcoming broadcast, Mitch, and we will finish out this last hand here and end on whatever we find out here. Thanks so much.
Yeah,
and yeah, thanks all the people. Yes, a lot of people rooting for Wolpert and Wilenkin because of the Wednesday morning contingent. So yes, thank you so much, guys.
Not because of Chris's legions of online fans. I mean, I don't know.
Well, I mean, when you play with Gavin Wolpert, you gain fans. That's how it works.
That seems fair, honestly.
I have so many friends out here who are intermediate, aspiring bridge players who are in love with Gavin Wolford.
Yeah, yeah.
That's great.
Well, no, go Dan, please.
I was just gonna say, when I was a kid, I would always be referred to as David and Lisa's daughter, and now when I go to tournaments, I'm often Mikey's sister.
Yeah.
Because my brother is also a teacher.
Yeah.
And that's been an adjustment.
Right, exactly. My favorite story, if I have time to tell it here, is Joe Grew and Gillian Miniter were playing in like a tournament in like South Carolina or somewhere, one of those tournaments, and these two nice old ladies are playing at their table, and they realize that they're from New York, and they don't realize they're playing against, two of the most famous bridge players in the current world and one of the best ever. And they say, "Do you know Rob Barrington?" And they both just start cracking up because we're good friends, but they're clearly famous bridge players, and they're being asked about me. And it was before I had shown my face, and I have a radio voice, I suppose, and they said, "Is he as good looking as he sounds like?" And they kindly said yes, but it was clearly no.
Is this a true story? Or was this
it is an absolutely true story, and I laughed so hard when I heard it because they still had no clue who Joe was. Like, no, they still weren't sure who they were asking, but they both got a kick out of it, and certainly I did. And here we go. It's an easy game, isn't it? He's going to lose.
Well, Johnny made a nice play. A spade, the 10 came up. He put in the jack, and it was ducked by Eric, which was a good play, giving John a chance to do something wrong. But John played the king of spades, felling the now remaining singleton queen on his left. So well judged by both pairs, by both players there.
And that is all she wrote for that. That was a fast set for these guys. At least it seems like there's still about 36 minutes left in the round. I don't think there's too much we're going to see. Do you expect any wild swings on these scorecards, guys? It's going to be the 4-heart contract, although that one was well defended. Maybe we can sweat that one and call it a day. I don't know how much time you guys have.
Let's look at this one hand. This was interesting, and of course we did have the advantage of seeing all 4 hands. But let's see if we get a.
It'll be the next hand. Actually, we'll get to see this one as long as they make 4
let's see if we get
here.
Let's see if we get that sinister club lead, and if the play is duplicated.
It sounds great.
I don't know if he's going to get this right because he has to get the hearts right. Does he have enough information to do that?
Good question.
Let's see.
So Bobby has shown up so far with the ace of clubs and the ace of
In
how
fact,
much has he shown up with?
There you go,
Yes.
Dana. Here's the look at everything that's been played so far. The grayed out cards have been played.
So Gavin's going to get the heart suit right because he's not going to play Bobby for 3 aces.
Right, because Bobby would have probably acted over a
He
heart
might have
potentially.
acted at least over a heart.
Right,
if he had
way
3
more
aces.
likely.
Yeah. So I agree that he's likely to get it right.
And can I give a shout out to 2 things? Lovebridge has been amazing for kibitzing and broadcasting. So just being able to kind of see everything that's actually happening from the player's perspective is a gift, and it's a great way to watch bridge. And also, someone else was talking about another app that I love, and I will plug also the Qbids app. You guys playing on that?
I haven't been, but I know that Gavin and Chris were practicing on Qbids.
Yeah, I've seen it a little. I haven't had much experience. By the way, on this hand, there's more to it now than just guessing the hearts, because you weren't able to play clubs shaking a diamond and roughing a diamond. You need to get the hearts right and get the diamonds right.
Well, now that a heart has been pitched,
Now
he
he
plays
can
a heart
just get the hearts right.
off.
Right?
Yeah. Well, maybe not. No, he still needs to.
No, he's going to have to get the diamonds right too.
Let's see there.
Now, if he plays the king, queen of clubs and RHO pitches shows out in clubs, he's going to know that LHO has length in clubs, and now would be probably the
Now I'll
right play
more diamonds.
would be to play north for diamond length.
Yeah.
But then Bobby also didn't bid with two aces, and
Two
so it does it gets interesting. But diamond length, he'll know the diamond length is on his right.
And this is for all you Wolpert fans. There's Gavin playing. Let's see if he can do it. Casey at the bat.
All right, he's playing the
Trying to get
clubs
some
to
idea
get
here.
to try and get some information.
And he pitches two hearts for sure. Because he still may have to guess that.
Bobby will be obviously pitching a diamond.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, he's not going to, as it turns out, he's not going to, if he gets the hearts right, he's not going to have to guess the diamonds because Bobby's going to be unplayed. It's going to go heart to the king.
And then he's heart exit.
Heart
see you
back.
later.
Yeah. So, and then he's unplayed. Yeah. So we'll see if that's what transpires.
Come on, Gavin. Let's go.
Feel free to give your rooting interest in there. Yeah. This, if I can show you, I'm going to draw a heart around Chris right now on the screen. That is Dana's husband.
We didn't make a promise of neutrality or anything here, right?
But honestly, the audience is going to like it too because there's our love right there. There's Gavin in the East chair. All right, so he's got that little piece of information now. He knows Weinstein had longer clubs. So now I think you're right, Mitch. If he gets hearts right here, it's game over because it's an easy exit.
Uh-oh.
No, he's still...
Now, one of the things that's interesting here is that if Stevie had the 9 of hearts and a heart was played to the king, Bobby could unblock the queen of hearts. But here with queen 9 of hearts, that can't be done.
And is the jack just hoping for a cover? Basically, it's just like, hey, if he wants to cover it, he can, and if not, I'll still have the same guess.
Well, he thought he was playing in a club game, and the queen jack would get covered.
Cover an honor with a winner. What's wrong with
Yeah, or at BBO they always cover.
That is true. You can brutalize the robots with that, but I think you're right. He probably thinks that Bobby has one of those queens, or maybe likely to have the queen of diamonds. So the ace of hearts just doesn't rate to be there, especially knowing that he could have acted with that sort of hand.
If Mark Feldman were the declarer, we could all take a bathroom break and come back right. I'm picking on poor Mark, who is my friend, but it is true.
Well, maybe not with the speeding up of the...
I just love... There it is. Nice job, Gavin. And now watch this. The pièce de résistance is... let's play a heart, and good luck, Mr. 11.
And for those of you out there who are intermediate or improving players, think about what went in here. You're postponing the critical decision as long as possible, trying to get a count, figuring out where the aces are. This was just superb expert play and drawing inferences by Gavin Wolpert. He waited as long as he could, and by the way, every one of the players on these two teams is more than capable of doing this. But this is what you want to train yourself to go from being an intermediate to an advanced to an expert player. Are these kinds of plays and the thought process,
and maximizing your chances on every possible situation. And here we go, Claim City. And that's a swing for the Rosenthal team. There we go, kids. 6 imps for Rosenthal, getting a little closer, and now we will see the board we've been waiting for.
That's good because I need a bathroom break and I want to see this. All right.
You got it. Well, we'll tie it off right after this board, actually, because then we'll have time to kind of.
I'm just kidding anyway, a little. Well, sort of kidding, but anyway.
Well, no, this is fine for sure because there's a short break between the first and second. So if we clock off after this one, it won't be too bad. We're not going to miss too much here.
All right, so this is going to go probably a love, a heart, 2-0. Three
Yep.
diamonds, three,
Some
showing
sort of
some kind of check
major
back.
suit discussion, and then four hearts, we think. In the chat on YouTube, it's a lot of Gavin, 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 Gavin. So
I support this. Go
yes,
people.
yep.
The people have spoken.
Power to the people.
Eli's saying Bobby should have played a congratulatory Heart Queen or Diamond Queen now at that last section.
Yeah. I think the congratulatory jack is typically for your partner, right? It's not for the player.
There's I think Justin Law is getting inducted into the Hall of Fame this summer, and Joe is going to be in one of the players inducting him. And he gave me a sneak preview of the speech. It is one that is not to be missed. It's a terrific story about bridge and friendship. It was really great.
And I'll say this. Go ahead, Dana.
Oh no, I'm just marveling and very impressed that the speech drafting has begun several months before the speech is to be given.
Yeah. Well, knowing how close, especially that core group of guys is,
and there's a lot of stories to choose from.
It makes me warm and fuzzy inside for sure.
It's great.
There isn't anyone on any of these four teams I dislike, but I will just say that to me, Joe Grew is everything that's good about the game. He's a great player. He's a great ambassador. He's kind to his opponents.
Ethical.
He just plays the game. He just plays the game the right way. And I do have firsthand knowledge that he was a driving force behind getting Justin Law in the Hall of Fame, which everyone agreed on that committee. And
totally.
And so I can't wait to hear that speech.
I'm not going to give any preview at all other than to say I think it's going to be terrific. And that is choice of games, by the way, folks. Three spades is basically like you transferred and you bid 3-0 kind of. This is the same sort of thing. Do you want to play hearts or do you want to play no trump, I'm supposing? Well, I think it's going to be, someone's asking who it's Joe Grew, and I believe Brad Moss will also be part of that induction ceremony, but don't quote me on that. JLo had a lot of very close friends, and honestly, he's the most talented card player I ever met in my life. No question.
Yeah, he was an incredible card player.
And
such an incredible friend.
Yeah. And I got to play poker against him. I got to play both games against him, and it was a humbling experience every time. and I'm an okay poker player, right? It was just not close. So Bobby's thinking, and there it is. There's four hearts. And that's a lesson to all you guys. What we were talking about earlier, you have to have a lot of really good reasons to want to back out of an 8-card major suit fit when you find one to play 3-no trump, and you're not willing to do that with that hand either. And Mitch, in the chat, because of your love of Joe, we're assuming Joe isn't a very great golfer.
Oh, he is a good golfer.
He is pretty good, but he's not scratched. No. He's definitely not scratched.
No. I have played a number of rounds with Joe, and one of the times we're in Palm Springs for the December regional, and we get up like at 6:30 in the morning to play as frantically and as fast as we can so we get to the game on time. I'll tell you, it was insane, and it was freezing, and I don't remember what I scored, probably about 1,000. But no, it wasn't good golf by either one, but there were a lot of laughs, and I think Brad played with us too once.
Nice. That's a fun foursome of golf. All right, let's see it, Chris.
I can't watch.
We'll tell you. Do you want to log off? Right. You can log off if you can't handle it.
This is
But you have drawn some luck to the table. They did swing, and this could be another swing.
The club lead's is pretty clear, I think, because it's so aggressive leading one of the other unbid suits or spades or diamonds from that hand. Now, once we saw at the other table, the fifth best deuce was led, and some people would lead the deuce, some people would lead the six, top of nothing. If you lead the deuce, you have a better chance of giving the declare a chance to deduce that there's club length on your left, and they have a chance to get the hearts right. If you lead the six, I think there's no way to get the hearts right. So we'll see.
Gavin looked like he had a really good Chinese poker hand, but the rest of it just devolves after the straight flush and clubs.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't
Spade lead.
realize the hearts are being played from the other side. I didn't realize. Wow.
Yes. So
Wow.
interesting. I think it's almost impossible for Gavin to shift to a club, but maybe I'm wrong.
And that's right. We have a bid that showed hearts at the other table and wasn't a heart bid? Is that what happened on this end? I'll
They
tell you
must
in
have
a
opened a
second.
forced. They opened a forcing club, and the other hand forced a game. Is that what happened?
I
I'm
think
gonna.
didn't they open two clubs or
Oh, they
something
two.
showing the,
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
yes.
that's what it was. Oh, and this is the randomness of the game, which is sort of sad because um,
North South plays it.
I suspect Stevie's probably going to get spade continuation, and it's not going to be as difficult as at the other table, which was just nasty.
Interesting choice to underlead the spade here. Works out nicely for him here, but he needs.
I don't think so. I don't think because I don't think Gavin's going to find a club shift.
Worked out
So
nicely, meaning it didn't blow up a trick. I meant sorry.
that's true.
Yeah,
That's like
yeah,
the best you can hope for.
yeah.
But on
Well,
spades,
Now it's
well,
a problem.
Gavin also knows his partner probably has four hearts, and so
He might not
he's
need a rough.
adopting an approach to try and tap him out.
And Gavin is probably, would be somewhat surprised that partner has a singleton club because they chose not to
But
lead it here.
but the thing is, if for the sake of argument, you run the 10 of hearts here and it loses, you could always rough another spade in the dummy. So this hand's going to make.
And that will be another good swing to the nickel pair and nickel team. Fortunately for them, not so much for maybe one of the people in this broadcast. Maybe two.
I do feel good about the fact that I broke even with my betting with Dana in this match.
Yeah,
all right.
Larry
I'm
ran into
finished
Owen.
and told to go back to work. So I.
Dana, thank you so much. And unfortunately, we had to see this last board before we left. But we will see you again. And good luck to you. And thank you for joining.
All right. Thanks, Rob.
Yep.
Thanks, Mitch. Thank you, all
Yep,
viewers, and enjoy.
Yep. Thank you all, and enjoy the rest of this match.
Yeah,
These matches.
And I think
Rob,
we're gonna.
you're the best.
Thank you so much, Mitch, and thank you all for joining us, folks. We're gonna sign off now, and we'll see you in the second set. 3 more left to go to see who goes to the finals, and you'll catch it all here, folks. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you again very shortly.